The Metropolitanate of Karlovci was a metropolitanate of the Serbian Orthodox Church that existed between 1708 and 1848. Between 1708 and 1713 it was known as the Metropolitanate of Krušedol, and between 1713 and 1848 is the Metropolitanate of Karlovci. In 1848, it was transformed into the Patriarchate of Karlovci, which existed until 1920, when it was merged with Metropolitanate of Belgrade and other Serbian Church provinces to form the United Serbian Orthodox Church. History. During 16th and 17th century, all of the southern and central parts of the former medieval Kingdom of Hungary were under Turkish rule and organized as Ottoman Hungary. Since 1557, Eastern Orthodox Church in those regions was under jurisdiction of Serbian Patriarchate. During the Austro-Turkish War, much of the central and southern Hungary was liberated and Serbian eparchies in those regions fell under the Habsburg rule. In 1689, Serbian Patriarch Arsene III sided with Austrians and moved from Peć to Belgrade in 1690, leading the great migrations of the Serbs. In that time, large number of Serbs migrated to southern and central parts of Hungary. Important privileges were given to them by Emperor Leopold I in 3 imperial chapters, the first issued on the 21st of August 1690, the second a year later, on the 20th of August 1691, and the third on the 4th of March 1695. Privileges allowed Serbs to keep their Eastern Orthodox faith and church organization headed by Archbishop and bishops. In next 2 centuries of its autonomous existence, autonomous Serbian Church in Habsburg Monarchy was organized on the basis of privileges originally received from the emperor. Until death in 1706, head of the church was Patriarch Arsene III, who reorganized eparchies and appointed new bishops. He held the Patriarch title until the end of his life. Emperor Joseph I, following the advice of Cardinal Leopold Karl von Kolonich, abolished this title and substituted it for much lower and far less distinguished title of Metropolitan. In his decree, Emperor Joseph I stated, "We must make sure that they never elect another patriarch, since it is against the Catholic Church and the doctrine of the Fathers of the Church. All spiritual leaders of the Serbian Orthodox Church will be named after as both Metropolitan and Archbishop." The only exception from the imperial decree was the case of later Patriarch Arsene IV Ivanovich Sakabenta, who brought his title directly from the historic see of Peć. After the death of Patriarch Arsene III, the Serbian Church Council was held in the monastery of Krušedol in 1708 and proclaimed Krušedol to be the official cathedral seat of the newly elected Metropolitan Izidor Thaković, while all administrative activities were moved to the nearby city of Sremski Karlovci. The monastery of Krušedol was bequeathed to the Serbian ducal family of Branković in the beginning of 16th century, which was the main historical and national reasons for the Serbs to have this town as the church capital. Between 1708 and 1713, the seat of the Metropolitanate was in the monastery of Krušedol, and in 1713 it was moved to Karlovci. The new Archbishop Vicentiu Popović moved all administration from Krušedol to Karlovci in 1713. So, the new capital of the Serbian Orthodox Church in Habsburg Monarchy became Sremski Karlovci, which was confirmed by the seal of imperial approval in the Charter of Emperor Charles VI issued in October the same year. During the next Austro-Turkish War, Belgrade was liberated from Ottoman rule and became the seat of the Second Metropolitanate of Orthodox Serbs in Habsburg Monarchy, known as the Metropolitanate Metropolitanate of Belgrade, headed by Metropolitan Moju Petrovic. New autonomous Metropolitanate of Belgrade had jurisdiction over Kingdom of Serbia and Temes Banat. Its creation was approved by Serbian Patriarch Moji Rajovic. Shortly after, two metropolitanates merged in 1726, and by the imperial decree of Charles VI, the administrative capital of Serbian Orthodox Church was moved from Sremski Karlovci to Belgrade in 1731. It lasted only 8 years until Belgrade fell again to Ottomans in the autumn of 1739. By the abolishment of Serbian Patriarchate in 1766, the Metropolitanate of Karlovci became the fully independent center of Eastern Orthodoxy in the Habsburg Monarchy, with 7 suffragan bishops. The position of Serbs and the Church in Austria and Hungary was regulated in reforms brought about first by Empress Maria Theresa and later by Emperor Joseph II. The Serbian Church Public Council of 1769 regulated its status in a special paper named Regulament, and later, in Declaratorij published in 1779. Serbian metropolitans of Sremski Karlovci promoted the Enlightenment by introducing Western education in the schools established in Sremski Karlovci, then in Novi Sad. In order to counter the Roman Catholic influence, the school curricula was exposed to Russian church and culture. As early as in 1724, the Holy Synod of Russian Orthodox Church sent M. Svivorov to open a school in Sremski Karlovci, which graduates were thereof passed on to Kievan Seminary, and the more gifted to the academy in Kiev. The church liturgical language became Russian Slavonic, called Church Slavonic. On another hand, Baroque influence became visible in the church architecture, iconography, literature and theology. During the 18th century, the Metropolitanate maintained close connections with Kiev and the Russian Orthodox Church. Many Serbian theological students were educated in Kiev. A seminary was opened in 1794 which educated Orthodox priests during the 19th century for the needs of the Karlovci Metropolitanate and beyond. In the second half of the 18th century, the Metropolitanate of Karlovci included a large territory that stretched from the Adriatic Sea to Bukovina and from Danube and Sava to Upper Hungary. The Metropolitanate had a jurisdiction over Orthodox Serbs, Romanians, Greeks and Sinkas that lived in the Habsburg Monarchy. Eparchies under direct spiritual jurisdiction of Karlovci. It included following eparchies: